Welcome back. So there is always debate on this item, when to use implicit and explicit. So in my experience, I will suggest you, if you think that your application is super strong and it will not really have any load issues, and the load issues whatever you see are only in specific areas like 3 or 4 areas, if that is your requirement, then go to explicit wait, because there is no point in applying wait globally when you think that your application is super fast and all load testing is successfully passed. At that time, you don't want to hide any hidden bugs of loading. Let's say you have a client requirement which is SLA, that which says page to page it should not load more than 2 seconds. But when you try to enter promo code rahulshettyacademy.com, it will take 5 seconds to load. For this, there is the requirement that it will wait for 5 seconds, but not for any other scenario in your application. In that case, just for this scenario, just because it is taking 5 seconds, if you keep globally 5 to all, tomorrow for other functionalities also, if it is taking more than 2, which is not expected, that bug is not caught by Selenium, right? Okay, so first of all, talk to your team that if there are any load testing going on and what are different benchmarks client is expecting, and if they think that it should not take more than 5 seconds in anywhere on the page, sometimes you may come across a specific requirement where it takes 20 seconds to load. If there are thousands of records being displayed on the page, it will take some time to load all the records. At that time, you might need to put wait up to 20. So just because of that scenario, if you put globally 20, that will be applied to every page, which is not correct. And tomorrow, if really one page to another page is taking 10 seconds, that should not be correct, right? But your Selenium test is not failing because global time is 20 and that error is not caught. Okay. So in that case, use explicit. When to use implicit wait then? In most of the cases, ideally, when you are working, some environments will be very slow. Okay, based upon how much servers you have in the back end. I know when I did consulting for a few companies, the server what they have is very slow. One page to another page will at least take 3 seconds. If no one are using that, it will load in 1 second. If people are using it heavily at on-site or offshore, then it will take some time. So maybe the server loading is not correct or environment is having issues in performance. And not every application will have performance project. It's only for banking projects or something. For small and mini projects, you don't have this performance testing, monitoring and benchmarks. So at that time, if you don't know how many seconds it will take for an application to move from one page to another or to show some functionality, then you cannot just go and put explicit wait for each and every step, right? Okay, so if you think if there are 10 pages in your application and for each page if it's taking 3 to 4 seconds, you will end up using explicit wait code for every step, which is bad practice. Instead, just use implicit wait and that will actually take care of that loading. And even in heavy traffic time, when you are running your automation test, if it takes 3 or 4 seconds, you are good because globally you put some time. Okay, so if it's taking more than 10, obviously your test will fail because you will maximum set 5 to 10 seconds as your implicit wait also. Okay, that also have some timeout. So you need not worry about it. So that's what, in my experience, in the environment matters. If you have a faster and super environment, go with explicit. And if you think that environment is a little inconsistency based upon bandwidth or how many people are using it one particular time, and if there is no proper performance analysis for that, then I would suggest to have implicit wait, just because to save your false alarm test cases. Okay, if you don't set this and when there is heavy traffic, your test cases will keep on failing. That's a false alarm, right? And then you realize that, hey, it's a wait time, let me run again. So that's not good, and people go with implicit wait. And some people use both combination of implicit and explicit. So there is no perfect criteria. It all depends upon your project, your infrastructure. So many things are dependent. So your team will be the right people to decide what to use for your framework. But these are the two different ways, and these are the syntaxes of how to use it. And now it's up to you how to play with these weights using Selenium in Python. Alright guys, so that's all I have. See you with one more new topic in our next section. Thank you.